Yes, your cat can feel disappointed. Not in a dramatic human way, with blame, speeches, or silent punishment, but in a quiet animal way where trust shifts and behavior starts changing. And the strange part is this: your cat may show disappointment long before you realize anything went wrong. Cats do not explain what hurt the bond. They withdraw, hesitate, redirect, or stop offering the same little signals they used to give. By the end, you may recognize one behavior already happening in your home, and it might explain why your cat feels different around you lately. Comment "I see it" if your cat has ever acted suddenly distant. 1. They stop greeting you the same way. One of the first signs is not loud. It is the missing moment when you walk in and your cat no longer reacts the same way. Maybe they used to meet you at the door. Now they look up, pause, and stay where they are. That tiny hesitation can say a lot. The mistake most people make is assuming cats are just moody. But cats build routines around people they trust. When your arrival means calm attention, food, play, or safety, your cat connects you with predictability. When your arrival means noise, being ignored, being grabbed, or unstable energy, they adjust. That is not revenge. That is emotional learning. Do not rush straight toward them. Come in calmly, soften your voice, and let them choose the first move. Give them a reason to believe your presence still means peace. One day, that tail lifts again, because trust feels worth trying. 2. They avoid your touch before you reach them. A disappointed cat often reacts before contact happens. You move your hand closer, and they turn away. You lean in, and they lower their body. You reach toward their head, and they step back like they already know the ending. This usually happens when affection becomes too much about your need. You kept petting, lifting, or leaning in after their body already said enough. Cats are not against affection. They are against losing control over their own body. Trust is not just about kindness. It is about predictability and consent. Your cat relaxes when they can predict that their signals matter. That is why your cat may avoid your hand before your hand even arrives. The fix is simple, but it requires discipline. Offer your hand and pause. Let them lean in. Pet briefly, then stop before they have to escape. When your cat realizes they can end interaction without conflict, disappointment softens. They stop bracing for you. They start trusting you again. If this is making you rethink small habits, like the video and subscribe for more cat psychology. 3. They give you the slow look, then walk away. This one hurts because it feels personal. Your cat looks at you, holds your gaze for a moment, then leaves. No meow, no drama, just a quiet exit. Many owners read this as attitude, but often it is a boundary being communicated. The mistake is chasing after them, calling louder, following them into another room, trying to fix the feeling immediately. But cats process stress differently than humans. Humans often want instant repair. Cats often want distance first. That look can mean, "I noticed you, but I do not want more right now." It can happen after you startled them, interrupted their rest, changed routine, or ignored earlier signals. Imagine your cat as a small emotional thermostat. Every loud sound, forced interaction, sudden movement, or missed cue raises the temperature. When it gets too high, they leave to cool down. If you chase them, you become part of the heat. Respect the exit. Stay calm. Do something normal nearby without demanding attention. This teaches your cat that distance does not trigger pressure. And when distance feels safe, they are more likely to return on their own. That return matters. Not because you forced repair, but because you made repair safe. 4. They stop bringing their little invitations. Cats invite connection in quiet ways. Sitting near you, rolling halfway onto their side, following you into a room, touching your leg with their tail, dropping a toy nearby, looking back to see if you follow. When a cat feels disappointed, these invitations can decrease. Not because they stopped caring, because they stopped expecting a good response. Maybe they invited play, but you ignored them. Maybe they came close, and the moment became too intense. The brain learns from repetition. If reaching out leads nowhere, the behavior fades. Even in humans, hope fades when every invitation gets a cold response. Your cat's hope is quieter, but it works in a similar way. Notice the small openings. When your cat enters the room, acknowledge them. When they bring a toy, give 30 seconds of attention. When they sit nearby, do not turn it into a full cuddle session. Match the size of the invitation. Small invitation, small response. Gentle invitation, gentle response. Over time, your cat learns that reaching out is worth it again. And the bond rebuilds through tiny moments most people overlook. 5. They become independent in a different way. Cats are naturally independent, but disappointed independence feels different. Normal independence is relaxed. Disappointed independence has distance inside it. Your cat may sleep farther away. Choose another room more often. Spend less time watching you. Stop checking in during your routines. The mistake is thinking, well, cats like space anyway. Yes, they do. But bonded cats usually stay loosely connected. They may not sit on your lap, but they orbit you. They track your movements and appear in doorways. When that invisible orbit fades, something has changed. Cats are energy conservers. They do not keep investing in interactions that feel confusing, unrewarding, or emotionally expensive. Think of it like a bank account. Respectful moments are deposits, and forced moments are withdrawals. Disappointment begins when the withdrawals become easier to remember than the deposits. Rebuild with consistency, not intensity. Do not suddenly smother your cat with attention because you feel guilty. That can make things worse. Become quietly reliable. Same feeding rhythm. Same calm voice. Same respectful distance. Same short playtime. The payoff is not instant affection. It is your cat slowly choosing to be near your life again. 6. They react more strongly to small things you do. A disappointed cat may become more sensitive. A normal movement makes them flinch. A familiar sound makes them leave. A small change in your tone makes them stare differently. This is because disappointment often overlaps with uncertainty. Your cat is not just upset about one event. They are trying to predict your pattern. If your behavior has been inconsistent, their nervous system starts scanning. Are you calm today? Or will you suddenly grab, ignore, or overwhelm them? That scanning creates tension. This is why small things can trigger a bigger response than expected. It is not the one movement. It is the history attached to it. To you, one quick movement means nothing. To them, it may belong to a pattern they avoid. The answer is not walking on eggshells forever. It is becoming more readable. Move slower around resting areas. Use a consistent voice. Warn them gently before touching. Keep play, feeding, and affection predictable. Cats do not need perfection. They need patterns that make sense. What did you realize while watching this? Tell me honestly in the comments. Here is the deeper truth. Your cat's disappointment is not a final judgment. It is feedback. It means they expected something from the relationship. Safety, respect, consistency, a response that matched their signals. And somewhere along the way, that expectation got missed. But that is also the hopeful part. If a pattern created distance, a new pattern can rebuild closeness. Not through forcing love, not through chasing affection, not through proving anything in one big moment, through becoming the kind of presence your cat can relax around again. When your cat trusts you, they do not need to test the room. They do not need to brace for your hands. They do not need to disappear to feel safe. They can simply exist near you, quietly, softly, with their guard down. And for a cat, that is not small. That is trust returning.